Hello and welcome to another update video about XRP. XRP is currently fighting with the 50 cent level, which is psychological support area around the previous swing low here from the 3rd of January. But XRP has so far followed the preferred scenario here, the preferred wave count, which is the white one. At least it's the one that appears to be in control. I mentioned that in the last video, that it seems as if this wave count is currently in control due to this, due to the ongoing bounce from this trend line, from the descending trend line, and also because, you know, we had 3 waves down from the July highs, 3 waves up. That's enough to consider that B wave complete, and then we're watching for a C wave down. And it broke the trend line, which was needed to confirm further this white scenario in which a C wave should really trend a little lower. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Overall, I'm watching here for the potential development of a 5-wave move in an ending diagonal to the downside. 1, 2, 3, still in the making. 4, 5. That's how I see this. The wave 3 is likely still in the making in this wave C, because so far the 3rd wave has not even reached minimum expectations. So what do we normally want to see for a 3rd wave? Oh, it might actually have reached minimum. The absolute minimum, the bare minimum for this 3rd wave has been reached now after the break. 50.5 cents, the 1.236 extension is the absolute minimum target for a 3rd. So if a bounce appears now, it could be the 4th wave. But normally I'd like to see a 3rd wave reach at least the 1.38 extension, or I don't trust it. That's at 48.6 cents. Yeah. So from this region, typically we'd like to see a bounce in a 4th wave, and then a 5th wave to the downside can still follow. So maybe a little lower, maybe a little lower. Also, if we look at the internal structure, A, B, C, I mean, the C wave appears to be a 5-wave move, so maybe it's done. But all I can say, we are now in the region where the wave 4 could start, okay? So, but I would personally prefer if the 3rd wave goes a little lower, because bear in mind that this entire structure, in an ideal world, this entire C wave would end below the low of the A wave, so below 43 cents. So there's a little bit more room to go to the downside, and the shorter the 3rd wave, the shorter the 5th wave. But that's the primary scenario, so that's currently being respected. I just mentioned to you some support levels, primary short-term support levels, and then there is a significant one around 45.3 cents. That's the 61.8 retracement, the golden ratio. Yeah. So within this support area, I think this is covering everything. We know that below 37 cents, things are going to get difficult. Okay, because then we're breaking below the 78.6 fib level, and it would be too low for a reliable, corrective pullback that could still lead to rising prices going forward. Now, in addition to that, we might add the 100% extension level. So if we add the 100% extension, it's actually pointing towards the 34-cent level. So that would be below the main support. That's not an invalidation point, the support area, but it's just that we have levels to watch in any correction. And if they break, the scenario is they basically in danger. Yeah, it's going to get challenged. But let's see. I mean, for now, we have a lot of space still in this scenario. And obviously, there's still the alternative scenario, which isn't invalidated. The alternative count suggests that this was an A wave, like in both scenarios, yeah? But that the B wave is still unfolding. And that's still a likely option, even though we've broken below the trend line. But it can always just be a fake out. So in the alternative, also because we haven't broken below this swing low here that was made in August. In the alternative, this here was an A wave to the upside, a B wave to the downside, still only 3 waves down, right? And then a C wave to the upside, and then the B wave finishes here in this region, roundabout, yeah? And then a C wave down can follow. So in both scenarios, we're dealing with corrective structures. In both scenarios, I don't really have a very reliable trade setup short term. Yep, I mean, the support areas are clear. You know, you can watch there for a potential bounce. But there is just not, again, I have to mention it again, there is no impulse anywhere. And without an impulse, this is highly unreliable price action. It could even, I mean, nothing stopping this sideways move from let's say, turning into some kind of a triangle, right? A larger triangle or something, I don't know, it's possible. Because we're dealing just with corrective structures. So that means just be on the side of caution here, maybe. Probabilities are typically quite balanced on charts which are, yeah, let's say very corrective, and where we're only dealing with, yeah, 3-wave movements in any direction. But let's see. I mean, for now, the white count remains, in my opinion, in control. And I would continue to focus mainly on the white count, which means further downside, as long as the price has not been able to break above this descending trend line. And in addition to that, if wave 4 starts from here, okay, what would be resistance? I think even with this resistance, it might even break above the trend line. Yeah, it might do. But to be honest, I will probably assume, I'll mention it, but I will probably assume that it's the B wave if we get a break above resistance, right? But just to mention it, resistance for the wave 4, maybe I'll leave it on here. If it starts from here, okay, but it would assume wave 3 is finished. It really only met the bare minimum, remember. But if the wave 4 starts from here, the resistance is between 56.5 cents and 61.4 cents. So really only a break above that level would suggest that the B wave has started. So yeah, we should really wait for that resistance area to be broken, because we're dealing with a diagonal before we can say it's a B wave. But I think already the break above the trend line would nevertheless shift probabilities towards, okay, it's a B wave. That's all I can say at the moment about XRP. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.